see, I got it on my TV so I can see what's going on. Let me see. Says it's playing. I don't see it though. But let me know you're here so I can say hi. But happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, everybody, so that's a good thing. Okay, so it says I can see now. I hope you can hear me. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me well or not? Today was a day, you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain about work. Hey sis, happy you made it. Hope you had a good day. For everyone that's new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Yana's Wine Corner on, of course, here, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Still trying to figure out how to use that, but definitely hit it on everything. Hey, sis. I'm not going to laugh. I'm glad you're here. Today's a special episode for me. I've officially been doing this for 10 weeks. This really flew by really fast. Like, I can't believe it's been 10 weeks already. So I'm excited to see the growth and the progress that I've gone through. So, you know, just like the first episode, I'm going to have a shot because I'm really excited about that. But since I hit 10 episodes, I am doing champagne for the night because it's a celebration. If I sound a little weird, it's because I am fighting the cold. I don't even know how I got this cold, but this little monster is horrible right now. But salud. That gave me all the feels. I still don't know who all on here, but welcome. I'm gonna kick this off by popping this bottle as well. I've got a champagne. It's a brut. It's never a bad time for champagne. Again, I did the mini bottle because I knew I wanted to have a little shot of tequila, and I don't need too much, especially when I'm taking cold medicine too. But I mean, I might sleep better. Hopefully it's good. I won't pour it. Well, it's not much in there, so I'll just pour the whole thing. Make it through the whole show. How pretty that is. And it is holiday time, so it's never a wrong time to have champagne around. It smells nice. So I was talking to a friend, and she was saying that she wanted to spend more time with her husband. And I was telling her, I said, you know, sometimes you have to take the lead with stuff like that and just plan stuff on your own. I said, because, you know, we're wired different than guys, and they don't always think the way that we do, whatnot. So sometimes you have to take the lead and go ahead and plan stuff so that way you can get out of that rut, because like you said, you want to, you know, spend time with them. So I was telling her, and the first thing she did was kind of made an excuse, and she's like, yeah, but, and I was like, no buts. I'm like, that stuff is always going to be there. There's always going to be kids, you know, to take care of. We're always going to have life situations that we got to deal with. There's always going to be work, chores, you know, all of the above. So, you know, sometimes you just have to say, forget all the other stuff and just go for what you know. And she's like, yeah, you're right. She still didn't do it, but, you know, she did acknowledge that she does need to do that. And then, you know, she made a comment this week that, you know, she was saying something to her husband. And, you know, he just told her, he's like, you know, if you want to do something, make it happen. You know, and you know, it's like I told her, I said, I understand, you know, both sides. I said, but, you know, I get it, because we do put a lot of pressure on men, and they do have a lot of other pressures that they have to deal with. So, you know, in that aspect, we do have to sometimes be a little more empathetic to them too. So, with that being said, I wanted to, touch on how to keep your relationship out of rut, because we all fall into it. And so, as I was doing my research, like I do every week on whatever intrigued me that at that time, it was saying that happy couples spend more time together than they do apart. Uh, and research showed that couples that have long lasting, healthy relationships follow the 70-30 rule. They spend 70% of their time together and 30% of time. 30% apart. That means the free time, not the time when you're at work and doing your other extracurriculars, but when there is that free time, they're spending that 70% of it together, and that other 30%, is them doing their own thing. So that's the other recreational stuff. So you got to make sure that you're making more time for each other than you are outside of each other. For a love that you want to make it work for long term, you do have to make sure that you are satisfying each other mentally, physically, emotionally, and that's how, one of the ways that you kind of keep yourselves stimulated to where you're not falling into that rut. One of my sisters on here is married, so I know she can have some tips on that. And if you're just joining, let me know you're here, and welcome. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a good day. And I hope I'm not drinking alone. Please tell me that you guys all have a glass of something. So I'm going to run down. It says the 19 smart ways to fix a relationship. And the number one thing was try exciting new activities. I actually kind of like that, because there are times, hey Naya, welcome. You are engaged, so you really should have some feedback, and let me know what you think on that, because you don't want to go into your marriage feeling all sluggish about it. But definitely you want to try new things with each other, whether that's picking up a new hobby, cooking together, going to different classes with each other, picking up a new sport. I have a friend where him and his wife, I gotta stop moving my hand so much. I have a friend where him, his wife, and his whole family, they all bowl, and I thought that was kind of cool, because that's their only thing that they have in common for the most part, other than movies. But that's how they have their togetherness. So, definitely pick up new things, go golfing, taking trips out of state, out of the country, even if it's once a year. And if you can't get out of the state, out of the country, plan mini getaways. If you're here in California, you can easily go to, San Diego, go to PV. They have a nice resort at the Terranea, which is pretty cool. We just visited there in January, and it's once I went, I said, okay, this is some place that I would definitely want to go more often. So, just look up new, fun, exciting things to do with each other. I mean, they have golfing there. You can do other activities. I think they have canoeing and some other stuff that, you can book at the resort. So definitely they have restaurants on site. The pools are amazing. I thought the pools were pretty cool there. So definitely do that. Create a couple's bucket list. That one really hit me, because there are certain things that I want to do for my relationship, where that I want my relationship to do. I think I said that right. That I want to do in my relationship. So definitely create a couple's bucket list, and you guys come together and figure it out what you guys agree that you want to do together. I don't know if I completely agree with this one, but I feel like sometimes you need to do it. But it says kick screens out of the bedroom. You cannot be focused on each other if you guys are focused on looking on your Instagram or YouTube, things like that, on your phone, or even on the TV. Sometimes you got to put on something boring so that way you guys can connect a little more. And number 4, make mini dates. It can be something as simple as eating your dinner together, waiting until you're done taking care of your kids, get them in bed, and then you guys have your you time. Taking, if you have pets, taking your dogs on a walk together, going and just having breakfast. If you're like, okay, let's go in late to work today, let's go have some breakfast. Or Oh, I'm going to be in your area around lunchtime. Can we have lunch with each other? I mean, just little things. And communicate about each other's needs. That is number 7. Last week we talked about communication, a bit of a deal. So you always want to communicate. Communication is the hardest and easiest thing to do on the planet. It is easy because we all talk. So that's the easy part. The hardest part is communicating for your partner to understand. And um, one of the things that I am trying to practice when it comes to communicating is making sure that I listen with a different set of ears. There are times where I can hear things and it doesn't affect me negatively, and I'm okay. And then if I'm in an emotional state, then yes, I can hear the same exact thing and it'll affect me way different. So I am practicing a lot more hearing with my non-sensitive ears, I guess you can say. And number 8, talk through problems with people outside of the relationship. I know a lot of the times people say, "Oh, we don't want to put our business in the street," but sometimes you do need somebody safe to talk to outside of your relationship that you can get, good judgment, non-judgmental opinions. Yeah. Hey, girl, what are you doing here? Thanks for joining. What Ranisha said, don't expect your partner to be a mind reader. There's no such thing as he should already know what to do. That is so true because, like they say, closed mouth don't get fed. A lot of times we expect our partners to know certain things because they know us. Yes, they know us, but that doesn't mean that they know exactly what we need in that moment. So you have to make sure that you're constantly communicating that. And I'm not just saying this for everybody else, it's for me too, because I do, find myself falling into that rut where it's like, oh, I just expect him to know what I need. But he doesn't unless I say something. So definitely make sure that you're, communicating more effectively as well. And sometimes you may need to say it out loud so you can make sure that you're saying it right, because I know with me, I am sensitive. I'm sensitive as hell. So I will say stuff and it's like, oh, well, you didn't understand. And now my feelings are all hurt. And it was like, it was me to begin with. So just practice communicating efficiently, sometimes saying it out loud, and don't be hurt, because you didn't get the answer that you want. Sometimes it's just not in the cards for that moment. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. If you live together, this is number 9. It says share the household chores evenly. I'm not going to say that because sometimes one person is a little more OCD about certain things than the other person is. I know for me, there are certain things that I choose to do on my own because I want it done a certain way. So it's just not going to happen. So if I know that I want 5 things done my way, I'm not going to ask him to do it and then he doesn't do it my way, and then I'm upset because it's not done the way that I want it done. That doesn't mean that he doesn't do certain things that I would prefer to do, but I can't be mad at, the way that it's being done. So make sure you're communicating that as well. So that way, like, I don't like I don't like cleaning the toilet. So that's not one thing that I choose to do. I don't take out trash because that's not something that he wants me to do. But, I do the dishes and things like that. So definitely make sure that you guys communicate that area. Number 10, bounce back after a bust up. That one cracked me up because a lot of times that's how relationships go sour, is because everyone fights. You're going to fight with, and I'm not saying fight in the sense of, oh, we're over here trashing each other, but you don't always get along. We all have moods that we go through. There are days where I just don't want to be bothered with people in general. It doesn't matter who it is. So you always want to make sure that you're thinking with love when it comes to your partner. And that was one of the things that he's really expressed to me. You love me even when you're angry or annoyed or whatever it is. So it's like, that's the one thing I always try to keep in mind when I'm thinking about certain things. So it's like, I don't like staying angry, and it actually bothers my whole spirit when we're not right. I get anxious. It's just like, no, because that's my person. I don't want him to feel any kind of way. So definitely make sure that you do what you have to do to keep your relationship good, and don't stay angry. And plus, anger, it ages you. And who wants to be old when, look old when you're still kind of young? Um, Take it online. So this one, I'm a big advocate for looking up certain things. So the internet is a treasure for information. You can look up whatever that it is that you wonder. It's more than just looking up, you know, recipes on YouTube or DIY projects. So if you're trying to get out of your rut, look up new things that are going on in your area. If you're, like I said, if you're in California, Top Golf opened not too long ago, or just this year. I think it was in April. Go to places like Top Golf, have some fun, get out, be active with each other. Go swimming with each other. There are plenty of pools around where you can where you can swim. So definitely go have fun and figure out new things. So use the internet to help you be as creative as possible. Number 12, create a fantasy jar. Many of us have needs that we may not what is the word that I'm looking for, express on a daily basis. So even if you put those ideas in a little jar and then you guys go into it every so often and pull out little things and add a little spice to your relationship, definitely go for whatever makes you happy and add a little fun to it. 13. We're back on here again. It says, put sex on the schedule. Again, it doesn't mean that you're telling your partner, oh, hey, on Tuesday we're gonna have sex. No, that means that you're thinking about the last time that you've done it, the last time you initiated it, and you're taking charge of making it happen. So that's what what it means when it says put it on the schedule. You definitely want to make sure that you're doing your part to keep your relationship flowing. Number 14 says to sext while you're apart. It builds up the anticipation, and anticipation is key. So, if you are creative enough, you can definitely figure out how to make your partner want you while you're away. So that way, once you finally get into the act, it is a little more exciting. So definitely do that. And you want to shake things up. If you're used to the long, intimate, romantic, sensual sessions, change it up. Have a quickie. If you're getting ready in the morning, go ahead and get it in real quick before you go to work. Studies have shown that it does relieve stress. You burn calories while you're doing it, so go ahead, shake it up, have some fun before you go to work. You may not curse out a coworker while you're there. And don't forget the non-sexual touches, hugs, massages, holding hands. I don't know. I think I like to hold his hand because it bugs him. I hold my son's hand because of course he's 6, but I'm not a big, like, oh, we gotta walk down the street and hold hands. I'm more of I like to do the arm in arm. That's my thing. I like that. Or, when he puts his arm around me and, pulls me closer. I like that type of stuff. But the big holding hands, I know that's not his thing. It's really not my thing either, but it does kind of make me laugh when I do it, just to watch it, say, leave me alone. Number 17, don't be embarrassed to seek external support. Sometimes you do need to go to couples therapy because there is a communication gap between the two of you, and you don't want to have that lingering for long periods of time, because that's how you build up animosity, and animosity is definitely not good in a relationship. It's not healthy. You tend to not be able to sleep well if you're feeling that way towards each other. So get help. You want to do whatever you have to do to make your relationship work, and a lot of times people give up on them a lot sooner than they really should, because you have a good person and you just let them go for what reason. So definitely seek help. And then 18, some relationships are just not worth saving. If you are in a relationship where it is more bad than good, you're being abused either mentally, physically, emotionally, and sometimes all of them are in that relationship, in that you don't want to be with that person. That person is definitely, I mean, not all relationships are meant to be saved. We all have to learn that. And you can tell the difference. You can decipher, oh, this is worth working on, this isn't. Some people are just, they're not a good fit for you. It's just like friendships. You meet a person, they seem like they're cool, you get to know them, and then you realize, okay, that's just not a good fit for me. So, just like in friendships, even with family, you don't have to continue something that's not good for you. So, there's nothing wrong with cutting that ties with that relationship, romantically, you know, friendship, even family sometime. And number 19, this is a big one for me. Work on yourself first. I tell people all the time, you don't have to be apart to work on yourself. You can do the work while you're still with the person, because you do need a sense of support, for one. And two, it's a bigger pride that you get when you know I was with the person that I wanted to do the work for. It, you feel a sense of pride that I did it for myself, I did it for that person. But when you see that you were still able to maintain the relationship that you're in, as well as getting yourself together, you start to feel better about yourself. So definitely make sure you seek, some kind of help, do the work, because people can only love you from what they know. So it's easier to try and cut ties or end your relationship when they don't understand what you're going through. So definitely do the work, and don't rely on your partner to make you happy. There are a lot of times where you don't know what your partner may be struggling with at that moment. They could be going through something and they're not expressing in that moment because they're trying to figure it out on their own. So you can't always think that everything is about you too. That was a big thing that I had to learn when it came to me doing the work on myself, is that not everything is about me. And sometimes I still have to catch myself with that, but you definitely want to make sure that when you're doing the work, you're looking at the whole picture as well, because it's easy to say, oh, well, this is my problem. No, there are a lot of problems. And when you dig deeper than the surface, you do tend to see a lot more than you thought was there. So like I said, I'm a big advocate for therapy. I'm also a big advocate for working on managing your emotions, because it does make life a lot easier. Now, one of the big things I need to work on when it comes to managing my emotions is my road rage. I do not like stupid drivers, so that's one of the things that I feel like makes me want to drink. But definitely, work on these things with each other, work on these things by yourself, and have a great life, because life is beautiful and it's only as good as you make it. So you definitely want to try these things. Probably not going to be drinking as much as I normally would anyway, because this little cold is kicking my butt. So, to recap, the 19 smart ways to fix your relationship. 1, try exciting new activities. Create a couple's bucket list. Kick screens out the bedroom. Make mini dates. Communicate about each other's needs. Identify what you like about each other, if you're years into the relationship. Work out together. Talk through your problems with people outside of your relationship. If you live together, share the household chores. And you know what, to add on to that, and if you don't live together and you're there, if you're at each other's place, it's okay if you wash the dishes sometime. It's okay if you take out the trash sometime. It's okay if you make up the bed, If you're there, you're there. So you don't have to live together to help out with that kind of stuff as well. And bounce back after bust up. Forgiveness is key. Take it online to figure out things that you want to do. Create a fantasy jar. Put sex on the schedule. Sex while you're apart. And shake things up. Don't forget your non-sexual touching. Seek external support. Remember, all relationships are not the same, and work on yourself first. So I hope that we all take heed to, these things, and keep our relationships, you know, the ones that are worth it, good. And again, confide on each other. See who your village is. Go to your support system and have a good time with each other. I don't know who's all still here, but I'm gonna leave it open for a little bit. Have a little bit more of the champagne. I mean, it's really good. It's just this cold is really kicking my butt. And I shouldn't be drinking that much anyway because I am taking cold medicine. But if there are no more comments or anyone here, I'm going to go ahead and start signing off. Cheers, sis. Oh, Naya, you need to do something about that headache. You haven't even been to work. You shouldn't have a headache, girl. Your stress levels should be calm and collected, girl. And remember, next week is Thanksgiving, so don't forget to start figuring out what you guys are going to eat if you're cooking. But I am going to go ahead and sign off. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, this is a different kind of code. I don't know what's going on with this one. It's not COVID. I know that for a fact, but it's a different kind of code. So, yeah, I've been feeling it. Like, I don't feel like I need to lay down, and I'm just like, oh, it's in this cough is kind of bad. My nose isn't really too bad, but I am a little stuffed up, so that's one of the things that's getting to me. But other than that, I'm not like, oh, I gotta lay in bed, I'm about to die type sick. But this one is interesting, and it definitely, I could hear the change in my voice and everything. So yeah. But it's going around. It's a lot of people that are getting it. At my job, we've got quite a few people sick, and they aren't sending anybody home. They're like, okay, just sit here and be sick and incubate together, which to me is the craziest thing. I know, me and my codes. When you got a kid in school, you gonna catch that cold. They are like little petri dishes for sickness. So it is what it is. I'll be ready for it. Take my vitamins so it's not as bad as it could be. I'm definitely a lot better than I used to be, because it used to be where I'm like, I'm not getting up. But I'm good. I'm still pushing. It's just a cold. I'll be all right. But I'm a sign off. Don't forget to hit the like button, share. Thank you again for joining me. I'm 10 episodes in. I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really excited about what is to come. So I hope you guys join me next week. Same place, same time, new wine. I like that. I got bars. I will see you next week.